I've noticed something over the last couple of years, and I don't know if it's because I'm getting older. It's probably because I'm getting older, but the people that I know are getting older and tend to do business with are getting older. And the thing I've noticed is that there's a fair amount of people that live in Wake Forest, want to stay in Wake Forest, but don't necessarily love the house, the big house. Maybe the kids have gone off to college. They just don't need the space, or they live in a neighborhood that has a lot of young kids running around all the time, and maybe they don't like that as much. Maybe they've lost their patience a little bit. I don't fit into that bucket yet. I could feel myself moving in that direction as I get older, but the question that comes up is, do we have to leave Wake Forest to downsize? Like, we really like living here. We don't necessarily want to start over with our friendships, relationships, and the things that we like to do, but we just don't want all this anymore. And it's a great question, and it's a question that I'm going to be addressing today with my 5 favorite downsizing neighborhoods in Wake Forest. When people are starting to have conversations like this, it's usually not an overnight move. It usually is a couple of years at least worth of conversations. And the things that I would encourage you to start thinking about if you fall into this category are some of the things that I'm going to address today in this video. But they're things like, do we love our neighborhood? What aspects of our neighborhood do we love, or our specific location? Do we want something that's walkable or not? Do we want an HOA and a maintenance-free option or not? Do we want a true ranch home, or do we just need maybe less stairs? Something with a primary suite on the first floor and all the living space on the first floor, but it's okay if it has a couple rooms upstairs. These are the types of things that you should start to think about. And each of the 5 communities that I'm going to highlight today offer a different combination of those things that I just mentioned. So without further ado, let me jump right in. I'm going to rank these from lowest price to highest price, and I'll touch on some of the features and why these 5 communities made the top 5 list as I go along. So the first, the most affordable option is going to be Flaherty Farms. If you're not familiar with Flaherty Farms, maybe you haven't heard of it before, it sits just on the northern border of downtown Wake Forest. Now, the reason I picked Flaherty Farms is A, because of affordability. You're going to find homes here that range from about $280,000 to $360,000 and are about 950 to 1,500 square feet. So they're smaller, they're true ranch homes, they're a little older, built in the early 2000s. But what's unique about this community may also be the thing that rules it out for you, and that is that there's no HOA. So if you're tired of HOA involvement and telling you what to do and not do with your property, there's all sorts of pros and cons to HOAs. But if you just don't want an HOA anymore, but you want a true ranch and you're working in a constrained budget, then that might be a great option for you. But it's also one of the 2 most walkable downsizing communities that are in Wake Forest because of its proximity to downtown Wake Forest. You can walk there in 20 minutes or less, and you can access all that downtown Wake Forest has to offer. You're also very close to Flaherty Park, which has pickleball courts that are very popular. It also has greenway access and community center, basketball courts, baseball diamonds, things like that. So number 1 in affordability is Flaherty Farms. Now let's say you want something walkable, but you don't want maintenance. Maybe you're not a gardener. Flaherty Farms is great for somebody who has a hobby of landscaping, likes to work out in the yard and do things themselves. But maybe that's not you. Maybe you want something more hands-off, more maintenance-free, but you still want to be able to walk to things, walk to dining, to shopping, things like that. Then I think the best bet is the Villas at Wake Forest condominiums. This is kind of a hidden gem in Wake Forest. It's located kind of between Sam's Club and Wegmans off of Ligon Mill, if you're familiar with that area. And because of its proximity, it gives you access to Grove 98, which has lots of dining. There's a great gym there, just about anything that you would need within a short walk. But what's also special about this community, besides the fact that it's maintenance free, it is licensed as a condo, but they really live more like townhomes. They're 1-story attached units, and the community has organized themselves a great activity calendar. So the neighbors have taken upon themselves. There's always things going on. There's a community center right by the pool, and there's games, there's movie nights, there's book clubs, there's all sorts of things that you can be involved in. So I think that's special because it's not something that you would necessarily know if you're not from the community or living there, but it is a nice feature that after speaking with some of the neighbors that I've come to learn about the community. A little bit higher price, $325,000 to about $500,000, and a little bit larger, 1,300 to 2,500 square feet. Now those 2,500 square foot units are much fewer and far between. You're more likely to find something in the 1,800 to 2,000, 2,200 square foot range. But the villas of Wake Forest condominiums is a solid pick for the number 2 spot. Moving down the line. Let's say you live currently in the Heritage area or maybe even Holding Village, and you've got friends there. You don't want to move far away from that. You love that community and everything that it has to offer, but you still want to downsize. You still want something that's maintenance free. If that's you, then the Courtyards of Heritage Grove is probably your best bet. Now this neighborhood sits just north of Rogers Road, kind of sandwiched between Heritage North and Heritage South. Its walkability score is not as high because if you're familiar with that area, it's just not, you're not probably going to walk to restaurants, but it's a short drive to anything that you would need. These are all ranch homes. They don't trade as often, so they don't come up for sale as much, probably only 5 or 6 a year on a good day. So if that's where you're looking, you got to be ready, and you got to have your ducks in a row so that when something comes on the market, you can be ready to go. And like I said, this is still a neighborhood that's maintenance free. The HOA takes care of the lawn, takes care of the exterior. It was built within the last 10 years, so all of the homes are fairly new. And it's conveniently located right in the Heritage area. Courtyards at Heritage range between $525 and $675 in price, so a little bit higher. And square footage wise, about 1,700 to 2,600 square feet. Next on the list is a true retirement community, an active adult 55 and over community, and that is Del Webb at Traditions. If you are familiar with Del Webb already, then I don't have to tell you all of the great things that that community has to offer, but if you're not, Del Webb is a designed active adult community with a built-in activity center that has pickleball courts, it has tennis courts, it has an indoor pool, it has a fitness facility. The activity center is massive and there's always things going on. There's staff that are employed that work that building that always have events that they're conducting. There's live music events. There's a community garden, all sorts of things to be involved in. However, it is a true retirement community. You have to be over 55 to buy in that community. So you are buying into a true retirement community. And maybe that's not quite what you're looking for just yet. However, if you are, it's probably the best place in Wake Forest for that type of product. Wide price range from about $530,000 to $780,000, and the homes range in size from about 1,500 square feet to 3,600 square feet. And quite a few come on the market every year. So if that's an option that you're considering, there's a good chance you'll be able to find something that meets your needs. And yeah, it's the best option for an active adult community, hands down. That's what it was designed for. That's what it offers. But if you're not ready for that true 55 and older community just yet, but you still want an active lifestyle, you still want maintenance free, and you still want a community, then my favorite pick for you is going to be the villas at Hasentree. Now, Hasentree is a premier golf community. I've done a very extensive walkthrough video of the neighborhood highlighting all its features. I'll link that in the description below, so if you're not familiar, you can go check that out and learn more about it. But there's a specific section of Hasentree called the Villas. These are Toll Brothers homes. They are mostly one story, but most of them actually have an upstairs as well with a bonus room, a bedroom, and a bathroom. Not all of them, but some of them. However, you never have to go up there. If you just need a place to put the grandkids or whatever, it's a great option for you. If you're a golfer, you like to play tennis, you like a private country club feel, then the villas at Hasentree, hands down, best option for you. and you're not in a retirement community. However, most of the owners in that section are of a certain age, so you kind of have the best of both worlds there. It's going to be the most expensive of all of the options, ranging on the low end from about $675, on the high end to about $920, and size-wise about 2,000 square feet to about 3,500 square feet. So those are my top 5. All of them are maintenance free except Flaherty Farms, and they all offer something a little bit different. So it just, again, depends on what you specifically are looking for in your next home. And if you're thinking about downsizing over the next couple of years, my encouragement to you is to not wait to start the conversation and start making your plan. Do you have to sell your current house in order to buy your next one? Are you planning on rolling most of your current equity into your next home? Which neighborhood are you targeting? How often do homes in that neighborhood come on the market? Getting a plan in place early will help set you up for success. And if in closing, I could leave you with one question to kind of get your juices flowing, so to speak, it would be this. What is the one thing about your current house or neighborhood that you are not willing to give up? Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.